What's up, guys? It's Mike Chang, Six Pack Shortcuts. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about bodybuilding and how it can actually be making you fat. Okay, so this actually comes from personal experience because I used to go ahead and be really into bodybuilding, and that was actually one of the main reasons why I wasn't able to drop my body fat low enough and have my abs actually be visible. And it took a long while to kind of figure that out. So here's the issue about that. Bodybuilding is definitely a good sport, and if you see the guys on stage, you know, they're nothing close to being fat, right? They're super shredded. But the mentality of the bodybuilder is a little different than most, and that's what we're going to talk about, to make sure that we're approaching bodybuilding in the right way if you really want to get in shape, and if you really want those abs to show and get your body fat low enough. So, number one about bodybuilding. The whole mentality of bodybuilding is trying to put the most amount of muscle on your frame, okay, to be massive, right, to have a lot of muscle, bulging muscles here and there, everywhere. And it's true, right? So because before you can go ahead and sculpt it, it's kind of what Arnold said back then, before you go ahead and sculpt your body, you got to throw on the clay. So what happens all the time is people get into this bulking phase, and they're like, man, I'm going to go ahead and bulk up. So they have this whole bulking mentality. And bulking mentality goes something like this. Number one, you have to eat 6 meals every day, no matter what. Okay, why? Because anytime you miss a meal, your body's not getting calories, you can't bulk up, you can't get big. So what you do is you constantly stuff yourself, you're constantly eating, and your body fat is just going through the roof. Okay, well, it's necessary for bulking. Alright, so cool. Number two, if you miss out on a meal, or you're actually not just missing out on a meal, but you're always afraid of losing muscle. And if you talk to people who bodybuild, you'll probably hear that they're always like, oh crap, it's time to eat again, or hey, I can't do too much cardio, I can't do too much of this because I'm gonna burn too much muscle. And so that's just kind of one of the mentalities, and that's what I used to believe also. Number three, when you bodybuild, you tend to go ahead and take a lot of supplements. You're taking pre-workouts, you're taking post-workouts, you're taking proteins, you're taking all this other stuff, all the sports drinks, because honestly, when you open up a bodybuilding magazine, that's all you see. Endorsing this, sponsoring that. Hey, take this, it's new, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you're getting a lot of extra calories, okay, which is making it even harder for you to go ahead and lose fat. So this is what you want to do. If you go ahead and want to bulk up and you want to go ahead and follow the whole bodybuilding mentality, and what the problem is you may never actually drop down and get lean enough and be actually happy with your body. Because you're never really going to be happy if, you're big and bulky and you have all this meat hanging around and you don't want to take off your shirt because you look better with your shirt on. Because you have pretty good shape, you take it off and all you see is like flab and just a whole bunch of meat. It doesn't look clean, it doesn't look, good. So you don't want to always be in that bulking phase, and being in bulking phase is a lot of guys never get out of it. Okay, because once they get into that bulking phase, they get what we call a little man syndrome. Which is you look in the mirror, and even though you're bigger than all your buddies and stuff, because you've been just stuffing your face in every single day for the past year or 2 years, whatever the length is, you still feel like you're small. Maybe because that one day that you looked in the mirror, you feel a little flat, like your muscles a little flat, or maybe you dropped a couple pounds, and even though you're bigger than everybody else, but compared to, the pros that you see on the magazines, they're 10 times bigger than you are, and you're like, well, I'm doing pretty good, but really I still feel small. I need more weight. I need to get bigger. So you see, the little man syndrome will really mess you up, because a lot of times you're always thinking, I need to get bigger, and I need to get bigger, because you're comparing yourself to the pros. You're comparing yourself to the guys that, number one, has been bodybuilding for a lot of years, but number two, the pros, and they're taking everything under the sun. So, you're not really on the same playing field, So by comparing yourself to them and having that little man syndrome really will mess you up, because you'll never get lean. You'll always be in the bulking phase. And that's the major problem with bodybuilding. It's not that, I love bodybuilding and I think it's an awesome sport, but a lot of guys get stuck in that bulking phase, and a lot of times you see them. You see them at the gym, you see them walking around. They're just big guys like that, and, they lift a lot of weights, but that if they drop down their body fat, would they be smaller? Yes. Would they look 100 times more better? Absolutely. Because you can see a guy who's big like this, they have a lot of muscle underneath that fat, and if they just got rid of that fat, they would look badass, right? But then the problem is, every time they start to drop down, they go, oh crap, I'm getting skinnier, I'm getting smaller, I need to start eating again. You know, it used to happen to me. You know, I used to go and eat 6 meals, 7 meals a day, and every time, and I feel good because I'm lit thick and strong, and then when I start to try to diet down, I look in the mirror, and I start to feel a little flatter, and automatically I get scared, and I want to go and eat more. Okay, so you got to get out of that phase. If you are one of the guys that are in this bulking phase, set a weight to get to, okay, or set a time frame to get to, and don't just make it to where I'm going to bulk up forever until I'm happy, because there's going to be a good chance you'll never be happy with what size you're at. And you want to end up with the body that you want, which is muscular, lean, and you want fit, you know, with six-pack abs. So the last thing you want to do is be stuck in that bulking phase. Set a time frame, okay? Set a time frame. Hey, I want to put 15 more pounds on, I want to put 10 more pounds on, I want to put 20 more pounds on. Hit the goal and then lean down from there, okay? So this way you can get to your actual ideal body of being fit and lean. As far as the 6 meals a day, you don't actually have to eat 6 meals every single day. Sometimes you will, because you're burning a lot of calories and you'll feel hungry. You know, if you're hungry, then eat. But don't eat just because you think, hey, oh, crap, it's been 2.5 hours and I haven't eaten and I'm about to lose muscle. You don't lose muscle that easily, okay? So only eat when you're hungry, okay? If you're not hungry, don't eat. There's days where sometimes I only eat 4 meals a day. Once in a while, 3 meals a day. Now, majority for me, I eat anywhere from about 5 meals, give or take. Once in a while, 6. But it's not because I'm trying to get that 6th meal in. It's just because I'm hungry, I grab a meal, and I just eat it. Okay, another thing is to go ahead and cut down the calories that you're getting from supplements, okay? Supplements are cool. All right, if you want to take them, awesome. But make sure that you're able to cut down the calories, and if you don't have to take it, don't take it just because you read in a magazine and it says, hey, this will go ahead and increase your muscle size by 120%, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit, okay? Eating and lifting will increase your muscle size. Supplements will only help, okay? But it doesn't mean it's a magical pill and it's going to do all that, okay? And a lot of times, if you're trying to cut down and these supplements you're taking have a lot of extra calories, I say just cut out of it. Just cut it out, you know, altogether. Okay, because you want to get to your ultimate body, you know, your ideal goal, which is to be lean and muscular. So the last thing you want to do is go ahead and take a whole bunch of extra supplements that aren't getting you closer to that goal, and it's just going to keep you in the bulking phase, okay? So don't forget that. Remember, if you're at 15% body fat, and for example, let's say you weigh, you know, 210 pounds, you're at 15% body fat, you will actually look much better being at 190 pounds. 20 pounds lighter if you're at, let's say, 8% body fat, okay, from 15 to 8. Even though you lost weight and you did lose some muscle, but when they look at you, your body's still going to look a lot better because of your cuts, because of the cuts and definition in your body, so it's going to make you look more muscular than you were at, let's say, 15% at 210, okay? And at the end, what's more important, okay? Is it more important to look good, feel good, wear the clothes that you like to wear, and be able to take off a shirt and be happy? Or is it to be super big and super strong and to be at the gym and lifting the weights and lifting a lot of weights, but being unhappy outside the gym, you know, when you have to take off your shirt? You know, think about it, right? And I thought about this a little while ago, you know, and I realized, you know, bodybuilding is cool and it's good to be strong and all this stuff, but I'm working out and I'm getting in shape so this way I can go ahead and look good outside the gym. You know, because it's cool that you can go ahead and bench press the whole world, you know, and all that stuff and be super strong, but nobody cares, you know, when you're outside the gym. You know, not everybody cares how much you bench or how much you curl or how much you know, squat and all this stuff. You know, it's more about, hey, are you healthy? Do you feel good? Do you look good? Do you fit your clothes really well? When you take off your shirt and you're at the pool, you're at the beach, or any event, do you have to be shirtless? Or, you know, do you feel comfortable in the way you look? You know, have you hit your ideal goal? You know, do you have six-pack abs? Do you have a flat stomach? Are you looking good? Or are you like the other guys, the big guys, that leave a tank top on so this way they can show off their arms because they got good muscles there, but they're scared to show off their gut because they got a gut, you know? You don't want to be that guy. So make sure to go ahead. If you're in the bulking phase, cut down, find a way to go ahead and reach your goal and then cut back and start dieting down so you can get the body that you're actually happy with. Once you're able to lean down, then if you like, you can go back into a bulking phase and stuff yourself with 6 meals and all that stuff and, you know, put on some more size. But do it back and forth. You know, bulk, then cut down. Bulk, cut down. Don't just try going bulk for a year or 2 years because there's going to be a good chance you'll never cut down. And I want to make sure that the end of the day, end of your whole phase, that you get the body you actually want. more tips and more nutrition and how to get lean, how to get ripped, or how to bulk, check out sixpackshortcuts.com. This is Mike, and I will see you next time.